Lesson number 7, Natural Recycling, Nitrogen. By the end of this lesson, you should be able to describe what nitrogen is used for in living organisms, explain how nitrogen is recycled in nature, and describe the effects of using very large amounts of nitrogen fertilizers. Nitrogen is an important element in living things. It is found in proteins and DNA. Plants get nitrogen in the form of nitrates, which they get from the soil. The nitrogen can then pass into animals as they eat the plants. If the nitrates in the soil were not replaced, they would eventually run out and the soil would become infertile. This does not happen because nitrogen is naturally recycled in a similar way to the carbon cycle. Nitrogen is mainly recycled by microorganisms in the soil. Decomposers break down dead organisms and animal waste into ammonia, which contains nitrogen. Nitrifying bacteria then use a series of reactions to convert the ammonia into nitrates that plants can absorb. In areas where the soil is waterlogged, denitrifying bacteria break down nitrates and release nitrogen into the atmosphere. Some plants, such as peas, beans, and clover, have nitrogen-fixing bacteria living in their roots. This means they can take nitrogen from the atmosphere and can convert it directly into nitrates. The bacteria provide the plant with nitrates, and in return, the plant supplies the bacteria with nutrients. Organic farmers may grow these plants, called legumes, in a field to act as a natural fertilizer. The plants are plowed back into the soil and add nitrogen in the form of nitrates. Modern agriculture is extremely intensive. The natural nitrogen cycle cannot replace nitrates as quickly as they are removed, so farmers add industrially made nitrate fertilizers. This can cause problems if the nitrates get washed from the soil and into local water supplies. Organic farmers use a different approach. They add manure to fields to grow clover to replenish the soil with nitrates. Adding too much nitrogen fertilizer to a field can cause problems. If nitrates are washed into local lakes, they provide nutrients which encourage algae in the water to grow quickly. Algae cover the surface and block out sunlight needed by the plants in the lake. Plants die, the food chain is broken, and oxygen is taken out of the water as they decompose. Fishes and insects cannot survive, so that eventually only algae and certain bacteria are able to live in the lake. This process is known as eutrophication, and the lake becomes stagnant.